What is up, Script fan? We are back fresh off of another stream last night. This is the second time this deck has appeared on the stream. This, in my opinion, is one of, if not the best version of Universe 9. And of course, it's featuring my favorite leader in the entire game, which I know everyone is sick and tired of seeing, as well as you're sick and tired of seeing yellow cards. But I'm not here to get into that discussion. I'm here to talk about this deck today. So, Universe 9 is one of the, on its face, best looking archetypes coming out of Draft Box 5. And trying to find the right deck to be able to maximize the entire strategy is one of those things that, of course, we're always on the hunt for as competitive players. We want to figure out a way to break it. We want to figure out a way to make it the most unfair possible. And honestly, between Surgiku and Jiren, I think this version of Jiren kind of does it the most. Main reason why is that you're going to be less restricted on colors. So we're just mono yellow here, aside from our super combo and aside for our secret rare. Reason why we're mono yellow is because we want all of our energy to always come into play on tap, and we want hyper consistency, and that's what this deck provides. The best part about using Jiren is the fact that since your leader it's almost like a surge leader, since you have the effect on the backside, you have the ability to extend the game and make the game go long, so you can just kind of use all of your energy towards those resources to building that taxing battlefield, which is what we're trying to get into, and then just really put the pressure on the opponent that way. Combine that with the fact that you get to just play so many cards for free and so many cards for cheap, and then you already have a strategy that seems, on its face, relatively busted. So here's the deck itself. We're doing 4 Zamasu super combos. Zamasu super combo is one of the best super combos in the game. Not really played right now, and I think it's going to start seeing more play because of its synergy with Bergamo. So basically, when you switch one of your opponent's cards to retro mode, you can then activate Bergamo, play it, and then tap 2 of your opponent's energy or battle cards. So Zamasu super combo, we're playing it at a 4x. It's also great defensively. Our secret rare is Cell Zeno. We're going to get the 12 cost for the battle cards on the field really quick, so we're just going to stick with Cell Zeno secret rare, probably the best secret rare right now. 4 binary ability casserole, it's your best 2-drop play, it's your best free play with your leader, so you can be able to start building that board and just help you get to successor. And then we're playing 4 Kunshi, of course, because he has barrier, helps us stay alive when we're flipped over on our backside. 3 Vaughn, Dynamite Blaster, and then we're also playing 3 Jiren Pride of Universe 11 to get those cards back if they really leave the battlefield for any reason. We're playing 2 Vegeta's Final Flash. Final Flash in testing has always just been a really powerful card that people just kind of don't value as much, which to me is kind of crazy because the card is just such high value. Just being able to negate the skills of the card, like any card that's attacking you, is just pretty absurd. So it helps you in the early game, helps you in the late game. In Invoker, you're going to want to bring in the 3rd copy of this card just to keep shutting off their Vegeta, so you can just shut them out of the game. Of course, we're playing 4 Great Ape Bardock Raiders Warcry. It's the best yellow battle card in the game. This is this game's Tarmogoyf. It's exactly what you want. It's just a huge body that you get to play for incredibly cheap. 3 Great Ape Son Goku Saiyan Instincts. Again, draw apes are expensive. I know. You don't have to play them in this deck. I just recommend it because people are really into just hand destruction strategies, so playing this along with your Universe 9 Assemble means you're always just going to have a stacked hand. And I really just like having these energy sinks to use with Jiren, because like the more you can use your energy every single turn, the better off you're going to be. So filling your deck with these types of effects is very strong. If you don't have access to Great Ape Saint Goku Saiyan Instincts, I am attaching a list that's more budget friendly. That's going to be including the Trunk Saiyan Majesty, which is we were testing in the Surgiku version instead of that. 2 Chilled the Cruel. Card is absurd. Play the card. If you haven't played it yet, it's awesome. The card is 89 cents on TCG Player. Someone's going to do a buyout soon because the card is nuts. 4 Bergamo Ferocious Roar. Again, it's another version of Raiders Warcry that we get easy access to in this deck, and it's incredibly powerful because it can lock down your opponent's energy on their turn, on your turn, whatever is going to come into play to work for you. We're playing 2 Basil Fatal Rampage. You can only have one on the battlefield, but this card is very potent. There's times where I Universe 9 assemble it when my opponent's tapped out just to get that really threatening attacker, or just in general, it's good at any part in the game because it's a cantrip. 4 Shapiel. Shapiel is the ideal. That rhymed. That's adorable. So Shapiel is the ideal card that you want to have out whenever you're playing against any decks that require your leader to swing. Is you're really going to put the kind of the coils around the opponent and just really tax them, which is what we're going for. And we're playing 3 Row in the deck. The 4th is probably going to be in the sideboard. Row just allows us to be more aggressive. Row and Jiren makes a lot of sense because like Jiren is an attacking, more aggressive deck. So you're playing Row in higher numbers than you normally would. We're playing 3 Swift Retaliation Cooler because Battering Laser that draws a card is busted, especially when you're playing with Cell Zeno and all these different effects. And then, of course, like I said, we're playing 3 Jiren Pride Universe 11 to fetch all our guys back. So this is the deck list itself. I have the text version, as you can see on the screen too. It'll be down in the description below, along with the more budget-friendly version, which it's really hard to do, but I'm gonna work on it and get it up there for you guys. So that's the deck itself, and like this is next conversation is going to be keying off of what we talked about yesterday and what makes a deck like top tier, what makes a deck incredibly powerful. And again, it's going to go back to that paradigm of how much you're paying for your actual battle cards over the course of the game. So I have to set it for you right here. So these are all the cards that the deck plays. If you look at the amount of cards gets to play for free, you have Casserole, which you can play for free for your leader skill. Kunchi you can play for free. Vaughn you can play for free. Jiren you can play for free. Chill can be played for free. Zamasu is your super combo, and then you have Celzino, which is played for just the cost of sacrificing your battlefield, but no energy cost. So you already have 4, 8, 11, 14, 16, 20, 21 cards that you are not or do not have to spend energy for. So that's already a large portion of your deck. Next, you look at our ones. Cards that we're actually spending 1 energy for. There's only 4 cards in the deck we actually spend 1 energy on, and that's Vegeta's Final Flash and Basil. The next thing is the 2s. So we're spending 2 energy on these cards here, and all these cards are always going to be higher than their actual rate, which is something that's incredibly strong. Like, they're so efficient, they draw cards, they give you a beneficial effect, and they have effects that scale across the course of the game when you play them, or when they're just on the battlefield. And then our most expensive card in the deck we spend the most energy on, is Swift Retaliation Cooler. It costs us 3. That is the most expensive card in the deck. So when you're looking at the average converted energy costs of the cards in this deck, it's going to be like between 1 and 2. So you've just taken how much all these cards cost. You've reduced it so much because you're playing it in tandem with the leader that helps give you free energy every turn. So that makes all of your turns just so much better than your opponent, because you don't have to commit resources before you start doing anything on your turn. You can really punish opponents by just playing the strategy that just always has its resources available, is always doing things on its turn, and actions per turn is probably one of the most important things in this game that people won't talk about. APT is the key to success in this game. How many things you're actually doing in a given turn, how many cards you're drawing, how many attacks you're making, how many different battle cards are hitting the battlefield, how many times you're touching your cards or moving your cards. Like, that is the key to these top tier, most degenerate strategies, is how often you can do these things. And Jiren just takes that and just ramps it up, because he's just allowing you to play things for free. So you're getting that additional tempo advantage by establishing a board or drawing a card, and then you're getting to use your energy on your turn. And then on your Awakened side, you don't pay the consequences for using your energy. So you're playing the most efficient leader with the most efficient type of battle cards in yellow, and you're getting the best game-breaking effects in yellow as well. So this is what makes these decks top tier. It's how much they're doing for little to nothing, how efficient they are, and how many actions they're taking on a given turn. The more the game scales, the more actions you want to be able to do on a given turn, and you want to be able to make sure you're using your energy efficiently on both sides of the game, and Jiren lets you do that. So that's why I think this deck, 100% honest with you, I think this deck coming out of DraftBox 5, this is tier 1. I know a lot of people are going to debate or disagree and think other things are better, but this deck is 100% tier 1 coming out of the gate in DraftBox 5. That is my stamp of approval. You can get the stamp from other people within our group, but Jiren plus this type of package just feels incredibly powerful. Probably one of the most powerful decks I've played in testing so far. And again, it's because it breaks all the rules I talk about. So anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learn even more about deck building and what makes decks good, because I think that's just really important to know. When you're trying to sleeve up your decks and you're trying to figure out which cards goes where, and you start evaluating the cost. Like, how much am I paying per battle card during the course of the game? Like, start to do that math. Like, take how many cards you're playing for free on average. Take how many cards you're paying for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, and do that math. Just do the average calculation of how much you're spending per game, and you're just going to see that the less you're spending, the more potent and powerful your deck's going to be across the course of the game. But anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't checked out the stream, make sure you go to twitch.tv/3HG Productions. You can check out our stream. We stream almost on a nightly basis these days, showcasing new decks. Frisco's going to be writing an article about his Strength of Legends decks that's using the vanillas, which was actually really sweet. So make sure you check out our videos on demand so you can actually see that deck in action from last night. Then Make sure you check out the Patreon if you haven't already subscribed. If you're looking to take your game to the next level to get the best content on the planet, and of course just to support us, and what we do. Your support means everything, and it's the reason why we can do what we do to help everyone enjoy the game a little bit better. And make sure you're staying safe during this time period. Make sure you're getting online playing. Octagon is probably the best platform to play on. I know people like Untap, but Octagon is so smooth, so easy, so simple, and once you know it, you'll never want to go back. But anyways, thank you so much. #ScrubFam is best fam. Okay, thanks. Bye!